It's always fun to find a game called 3 different things in different regions, and trying to work out whether you already own something or not. Atomic Punk is what this game was known as in North America, but in Europe we called it Dynablaster. You might have guessed at my mild annoyance that I bought both, not realising they were the same game. Thankfully, I'm not quite as obsessive over Japanese titles, as there it was called Bomber Boy. All 3 titles aside, however, this is actually the first Game Boy game related to the renowned Bomberman franchise. Why the title changes, I've no idea. Bomber Boy makes the most sense out of the 3, because here you're actually playing as Bomberman's son. I didn't know he had a bomber lady in his life, but there you go. Each stage features a grid with various enemies toddling about in it. These usually have set movement patterns. The goal is to plant bombs in such a way that these enemies get caught in the blast radius and are killed until they're all gone. This is basically a typical Bomberman game, but one with a bit of a twist. There's a kind of RPG element added to the game, not in the same way that Bomberman Quest would later give us on the Game Boy Color, but one where you have the opportunity to go to the panel shop in between stages. When you enter a particular stage, you can take with you up to 10 of these panels that provide extra aids to beating the layout. More panels are unlocked as you complete stages, and these are all level specific, meaning that the order in which you bomb through the levels has a bearing on how you can play. The levels are largely laid out in a gridiron fashion, with certain paths being blocked off by obstacles. You can usually destroy these with bombs and get more points at the end of a stage if you do so. Once all the enemies are dead, you actually need to find the exit, which is hidden under one of these obstructions, so it's always worth laying a bomb as you're walking past them. Be aware that it's not just the enemies that are vulnerable to your bombs, you can end up killing yourself too. The bombs explode a specific distance away from the blast point, in the 4 cardinal directions, unless there's a block in the way. Starting the main game gives you a decent initial idea as to what's going on. You have 7 stages with various amounts of sub-stages within it, until you can go on to the final stage. Move west from your home city to Hevel, the easiest level. This has 5 levels within it. You start off with 200 seconds and need to kill 2 enemies only, but as you move further through the rounds, the enemies get more populous and the time gets shorter. Beat this stage, however, and you unlock a speed up, which heightens your movement. Each city has a different reward, each of which has its own merits, so in a kind of Mega Man fashion you can get to know what you win from each place and plan your preferred route. Certain levels have their own quirks about them. There are cities in which the wind keeps changing, pushing you around. Some places have stronger blocks that take more than one blast. There are caves in one place that teleport you around. The final level has insta-death flames. Atomic Punk is an interesting take on the Bomberman franchise so far, I'm sure you'll agree. The panels are another addition that make this game rather special. These are collectibles that drop as you play. Some are unlocked from the start of the game and can be purchased from the shop straight away. Others have to be unlocked as you beat stages. These can revive you during a level, allow more bombs to be placed or give a larger blast radius, allow you to move quicker, or allow remote detonation of bombs. Some, like the Revive, disappear after use, but others, like the stat upgrades, are just things that you can place in your inventory once you've unlocked them, and, as long as you're carrying them, will always apply. There are several others as well, but I'll leave them for you to discover. As if that wasn't enough game for your money, there's also a Game B, which is basically a Game Boy port of the classic NES version. It's pretty faithful too. I never play it because the main game is so interesting, but it's there. There's a multiplayer game as well, but you need 2 copies of the game and a link cable. So, as is so often the case on my solo journey through the Game Boy library, I've never tried it. The appeal is with the main game. A refreshing take on a classic series.